Mom, you know I'm Jeri, but just a little bit about me. I am Words of a Feather Publishing. In this capacity, I am the publisher of the book. I would like to introduce Vivianne Hardy-Towns, the editor of the book. She's going to come and just do a brief sharing circle. And the sharing circle is basically an exercise taken from each of the chapters of the book, and it kind of helps you live out the words of the book through an exercise and through an exercise. And she's going to give you an example of how those sharing circles are. And you just come on.
Sure. Thank you again. I'm still here. I just wanted to. I am the editor of 365, and it was an incredible journey being able to do that with Clark. And he's a wonderful writer, despite his protestations to the contrary. He did an incredible job, and I know it's going to be very, very inspirational for everyone.
Thank you for that.
One of the elements of the book that was really intriguing to me as I went through it is the sharing circle concept. At the end of each chapter, there's an exercise that, of course, helps you kind of embrace all of the ideas and principles and concepts of the chapter. But the sharing circle is something that really kind of drives it home. It's an opportunity to get a number of people who read a chapter, and you take one chapter. We did one called Pruning Your Tree, which for me was very significant. My tree is like half dead. But anyway, but the Pruning Your Tree was a process where we got together, all of us read that chapter, and we got together. And we started to talk about the impact and influence of the closest people in your life. And the closest people can't be, we weren't talking about family, kids, spouses, anything like that. What we were talking about were the individuals that are closely influencing us day in, day out. They may be colleagues from work, they may be folks you hang out with, your golf buddies, or something like that. And we started talking about the impact of that on our individual lives, whether those people were bringing something to us or were we giving something to them. I mean, one of the things we laughed about was, if you're sitting at the table after you go out to dinner or lunch with all your friends, and the check comes and everybody gets up and goes to the men's room or the ladies' room, well, you probably need to look closely at that group, because you're the one that they are relying on to pretty much hold things together. You're kind of directing the effort, which is great. You can help lead and feed people, but the thing that's most important that we learned in that sharing circle was you too need to get fed. So who's in your circle feeding you? And as you're fed, you're nourished and elevated. Your horizons expand. And so that's one of the things that I think was so critically impactful for those of us who were in that process. So with each circle, you get a perspective from somebody else in the circle that really does feed you and nourish you and kind of bring you to another level. So if you've got an opportunity to participate in one of those, absolutely going to make a big change in your life. So.